Hello, beautiful soul. I'm Vicki Howie of ChakraBoosters.com, the creator of Chakra Boosters Healing Tattoos. And today we're going to talk about 7 S words that can help you boost and heal your solar plexus chakra. So by the time you watch this, there should be some other videos for the root and the sacral at least. And if you're watching this later, maybe the whole series exists. So check out the other words. The game here is to take the first letter of the chakra and then find words that help us heal and boost from that letter. So feel into it right now. If you know your solar plexus, what words do you think would be on the solar plexus list? Most of them are going to be verbs. The reason? Because this is the chakra of action. So I did have to use one noun. It's for number 7, and it's fascinating. You might even want to argue with me as to whether it's a word, but it's there. It's in the dictionary. So I'm sharing it, and it's the only noun on our list. So what is your solar plexus chakra? It is your 3rd chakra from the bottom up in your solar plexus, the color yellow, and the element of fire. It is a masculine chakra. It's the center masculine chakra because you have the root at the bottom and you have the throat at the top, and in between you have the solar plexus. This is the warrior energy. It definitely is masculine energy. It's forward moving. It's passionate. It can be impetuous and impatient too. It's got that go for it energy. It connects you to that which you're focused on, meaning it's about your focus. It's about what you make a goal for, like goals. You can see like the arrow of my hand. That is a big part of the solar plexus. It moves outward and it's very decisive. So it's about the analytical aspects of you. I like this and I don't like that. It's very decisive. Whereas the neighboring heart chakra is all about accepting and making everything even and connected. The solar plexus chakra is about your preferences. It's about your individuality. It's about what you like and don't like and knowing those things and being able to make decisions for yourself from that place. It's related to all your digestive organs, and kidney and liver, and it's related to your stomach and your pancreas. So all of that whole area of your body that digests, okay? And your mind, which digests thoughts as well too, what you're putting into your mind. Really, this is a chakra about digestion and empowerment. What am I going to take on? And how am I leading myself? And what is my individual identity? And what courageous things do I want to take on in order to know that action-oriented warrior part of myself? Okay? So how's that feel? That is the solar plexus chakra. So keeping all of that in mind, if you haven't come up with a list of S words, go ahead and do so now. Start to feel into what might be on our list. And I'll begin with the first one, which is kind of ironic, actually. Our first word for the solar plexus is, quite aptly, start. The solar plexus is the initiator. Think of it as on your gas stove, you have the lighting part, that part where it clicks on and lights. The solar plexus has an ability to initiate self. We don't have to be poked from the outside. So in order for you to feel your power, if you find that sometimes you might pick a fight or like you need someone to push at you in order for you to have that fiery energy, I want you to invite, where is my starter light? How do I turn on my burner? Because it's very, very important that we're able to initiate things when we're using the solar plexus energy. And a good thing to do is practice breath of fire, shh, 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 when you're just blowing outward and then it's coming back in on its own. That breath of fire will really tend to get you into this quick lighting kind of energy for the solar plexus. So start. And start, by the way, also is related to the word spark. I didn't want to put spark in here because it was too close to start, but a spark starts a fire. And interestingly, what starts a fire if you have to do it by hand? 2 stones rubbing together. You can rub 2 stones together. You can also do 2 sticks, but if you have 2 stones together, that's interesting because that's root and root. It's like rubbing root. Root has inertia energy. The solar plexus energy is what enlivens the root, and we can start things and get them going. That's the first one. Word number 2, our S words for the solar plexus, shine. I have a secondary one here too, and it is star. This is where you embrace that you are the unique individual that you are. There is no other you, not only on the planet, but in the universe. There just is no other you. You are an utterly unique being. The solar plexus is where you honor your unique beingness. And it's where you allow yourself to have a certain pride or okayness with it, whatever words you want to put in on it, where you actually let yourself shine. Can you allow yourself to be seen, or raising your hand is like shrinking away? Or can you say, here I am? A child on a playground, if they haven't been traumatized in any way, will have a tendency to say, look at me, Mom, look at me, look at me. Where's that aspect of you? And can you allow that part to be alive? Can you actually play it up? Getting a portrait session for yourself and dressing the ways you really want to dress, right? A makeover thing, or just something that feels really good to you and makes you really shine. Are you willing, if you like to act, if you're in sports, do you let yourself really just take the glory if you make points in the sport? So can you shine? Can you be the star, which would be the secondary word here, in your own movie? Can you be the star in your movie? Can you say, look at me? That's the test. Can you say, look at me? And then receive that people look at you? Because you are unique. And everyone does want to look at you in the sense of take you in, because you are the one and only you. Solar plexus word number 3 is step up. Now this deals with the courageous aspect. Many people they have this misbelief, or incorrect belief, I guess we'd say, about courage, and that if you have courage, you're not afraid. And I've said this on other videos, and I'm going to say it again. Fear is actually a prerequisite for courage. Not only is it present, but it's necessary in courage. Because think about it. If you don't have any fear and you don't feel any fear, then you don't need to be courageous. You don't need courage. So in order to be courageous, it's about stepping up when your body might want to shrink away. It's about stepping up when certain parts of you might prefer to not step up, and yet you're going to do it anyway. So step up. That's S word number 3. Number 4, our S word here is steer. Because you're in control when you're in the solar plexus chakra. It's the leadership chakra. It's the one that takes control. It's got the goal. It's got the actions. You want to follow. If there was a disaster, you want to follow the solar plexus person typically, because when it comes to there being a problem, like our firemen usually have lots of solar plexus, right? Fire element. Our responders have a lot of this chakra usually, because you have to act quick. You have to have a certain amount of heroicism, really, just to step up and be courageous. And you're willing to steer. You're willing to take charge. Now, steering here, I also have a secondary where I have a lot of them, don't I? And this one is shepherding. So steering applies more to your own life. You're driving the car of your own life. And shepherding is when you're willing to not only drive the car of your own life, but you're willing to lead others. You're willing to shepherd others in the right direction. And nowadays, it's super important that you're willing to listen and to hear and have feedback from them, because while people need someone to stand up and lead the way courageously, we also need to feel that we're heard, felt, and seen. We can't just be led blindly. This is not the age of do as I say, not as I do, right? This is the age of you show the example and you bring your heart to the process, to the party, and others will allow you to steer or shepherd. And it's still needed. Often in a circle, we can not have a leader, and we can be pretty democratic about it. But in many, many endeavors in life, we need to have a leader. And what we want is the leader that has the group's interest in mind. Solar plexus energy is leadership energy. It can be a little on the fiery side, though. So watch for caring about the whole, everyone, the whole group, if you're leading, and steering from that place of interacting and getting feedback, and still holding that courageous fire. Steering. Number 5 is strive. I just realized I didn't mean to make it rhyme, but that's pretty good. So 5 is strive. And strive is, sometimes in life, the only way we can grow is through great effort. One really good example is if you cut a caterpillar out of its cocoon, it will never fly. Because a caterpillar needs to strive and push its way out of the cocoon in order for it to be able to get strong enough wings to fly. So the process of actually pushing its way out of the cocoon is what gives it the strength to thrive and to fly. So sometimes today in the age of convenience, we can make striving a negative thing. As long as you're aware you're doing it, you're choosing to do it, it can be a very purposeful way to build certain muscles within your mind, body, and spirit. So can you strive? Are you willing? And can you do it over a period of time? Like have a goal, and if that goal is a little longer term, can you stay on it? Can you really stay on it? So and striving is going to be real evident where you can compete in friendly ways. We don't want to compete in daily life. And yet, games still have a competitive aspect that can be really fun. So if you are in games, if you're in sports, you want to strive. You want to do your best. You're competing and you're keeping in mind that it's a game and it's playful. That's how it's going to be the best for you and the best for others. Number 6 might surprise you. If you're well versed around the solar, it won't. But this word is steady. Steady. Number 6 is study because the solar plexus chakra is actually the chakra of mental discernment. It's the chakra of analysis. It's the chakra we say, I like this, I don't like that. This is big, this is small. We notice differences and we make theories and we analyze. That is not the third eye. That is not the spiritual chakras of the third eye or the crown. That is the ego self that's trying to make sense of the world, which is the solar plexus chakra. So one very positive way that you can boost your solar plexus is to study, to learn, to whether it's self-study. There's so many options to do self-study on things you love online, or apps. I'm going to Bali next year, so I've been learning Balinese on my app on my phone. So you can, there's just so many great ways to learn now. You can take online courses, you can take, starting to get to where you can take live courses again. But any which way you look at it, learning keeps you young, it keeps you expanding, it keeps you growing. And the solar plexus is about your mental discernment, your thinking mind, your analysis mind. Okay, and finally, number 7, this is my one and only noun, right? Everything else was a verb that you could use because the solar plexus is all about action. But number 7 is selfness. That's self, S-E-L-F-N-E-S-S, selfness. It really is a word, and it means, I got this from the dictionary, a person's essential individuality, your selfness. I couldn't leave this one off a list of the solar plexus chakra words because it's so important that you understand, yes, you are a spirit. Your spirit will live on. You're also an identity in this one and only life. You are this identity. Your soul, your spirit will go through different incarnations, but in this life, this particular configuration of DNA, you are the only one ever that will have this identity. So I think it's important to really honor your selfness. What are your favorite hobbies? What do you like to eat? What don't you like? What sort of things, really annoy you or agitate you? What music do you like? How do you want to dress or wear your hair? Feel into this. What games do you like and what games annoy you, right? You can just feel carving out who you are to yourself, really acknowledging your own selfness will remind you that you don't need to be like the crowd or like the group in order to fit in. We all fit in not because we're alike, but because we bring different essences to the party. So yes, we have things in common. Also though, what is your unique selfness? We're taught a lot, particularly in the spiritual world, to feel bad about what we would call our ego, and therefore sometimes about ourself. And sometimes as a young child, we're told, you're trying to get too much attention, or we're told to be seen and not heard. I don't know what story you grew up with, but I want you to know that your spiritual, your soul will live on, and that is deeply who you are. And you also are walking around in a personality, body, and identity that will never be replicated. You are the one and only version of you. So I'm asking you to honor your selfness. How can you honor the things you love and don't love? Make your surroundings fit you even better. Share with people who you really are, what you really like, and honor it. Sometimes we feel like we need to make excuses for what we like if it doesn't match our family or it doesn't match the group we're around. I invite you to share it with them with your own enthusiasm, and you might actually find that others learn something. They're transformed in your presence. So those are our 7 words. Really quickly, again, we have start, shine, step up, steer, strive, study, and selfness. Those feel pretty good, don't they? The balance, of course, for the solar plexus is just to keep growing your heart. So your heart can also be big and open, and you'll see not only your own selfness, but your connection to everyone as well. That's it for today, you guys. Thank you so much for sharing this little journey with me through the solar plexus S words. I will see you on the next video. Have a really courageous, action-packed, focused, and incredibly powerful week. Blessings.